What's up, guys? You're tuning to Sex, Waste, and Protein Shakes. I'm your host, Bikini Boss Teresa, international fitness expert, entrepreneur, author, wife, and fit mom, and this is my co-host, Carolyn Smith.
And each week, we're going to be bringing you an action-packed show full of practical info, expert guests, and everything that you need to dominate in all areas of your life, including the weight room, boardroom, and bedroom.
Oh, yeah. We're going to cover everything from fitness to nutrition, sex, relationships, business, motivation, and real-life shit.
So make sure you subscribe and tune in every week so you don't miss out.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 3 of Sex, Waste, and Protein Shakes. I'm Bikini Boss Teresa, and I'm here with my co-host, Carolyn Smith, and our special guest, Dr. Ivanka, who's going to be helping us with our long-awaited sex episode. I know you guys have been waiting for this. So, Carolyn, why don't you tell us a little bit about Dr. Ivanka?
Yeah, absolutely. So Dr. Ivanka is a national sex and relationship expert. She is also a CEO of a very successful holistic health and wellness center called Loving Life Therapy. Mm-hmm. And you guys are all in for a great show because she has a lot of great knowledge that she's going to fill us in on the sex and relationship side.
Yes.
Thank you.
So welcome. Thank you for coming here today to chat with us. All right. So for the first topic, let's just get right in.
Start, right?
Wait, let's go ahead. Can we cue the porn music? Bow wow. I don't watch porn, so I'm just guessing that's like from the 70s probably.
You don't watch porn?
No, I don't.
That's a topic on its own.
Switch to that topic, Teresa.
You watch porn?
Yeah.
What? No, you don't.
I'm the innocent one.
Where's the halo? The halo is getting shattered right now. Okay, so for today's first topic, and each show, just to tell you guys what we really want to do is bring you something that can relate to the married people and something that can relate to the single people. So we're going to kind of switch it up and talk about different topics that can relate to everybody, all our listeners. So for today's first topic, I wanted to talk something that a lot of married couples can relate to, okay? Because we all know, if you've been there, you meet somebody, it's all roses and sunshine and you're in love and you're ooh, la, la, la. And then you move in, you may have some kids, shit starts getting real. And a lot of all of the, the good stuff starts falling by the wayside.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what do we do about that?
What don't you do? That is quite the loaded question.
Yeah. No pun intended.
My puns usually aren't intended, but they work so well.
So you mean it just doesn't come natural forever?
It really does not come natural forever. And I mean, it's that whole Disney thing. It just gets us so good,
fake.
Like
so
the
fake.
one forever, happily ever after. It's a bunch of baloney.
It is. Seriously.
I like the word baloney. It keeps you from cursing. But so no, it does not last forever, really. Honestly, you have to do work at it, especially not just the relationship, which is an entity of its own, but the intimacy, the sexual chemistry. I mean, you can love that person to death and you might still look at them and find them sexy, but with the amount of stress we are faced with on a daily basis, our libido and our drive to even, get turned on or to even go through the motion of sex, it takes work. You get to a point where you're just like,
time and energy.
And then when you do try, it's like you got stuff running through your head. You got to
your to-do list.
Yeah, you're like, turn it off.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
so
that's
difficult.
a good topic. I think going into sex intimacy being work. I think, Teresa, you can kind of add to this, but for me and a lot of busy people, that mental, it's the mental stress and how do you shut that off? And, is there tips on that?
There are tips. it really starts with self-care. And self-care is not something, so a lot of people look for that quick fix because that's how we are here in the US. It's kind of like, we want that instant gratification. We want that, give me that pill so I can be better. It doesn't work like that. So are there tips of things you can do in the moment? Sure. But will they be that effective? No, because really the type of work you need to do, it's a little bit bigger than a one-stop kind of shop fix or a quick fix. You need to take better care of yourself. I mean, this entire segment for me is fantastic because exercise is such a huge component to your sexual appetite, your libido.
Have that as a separate topic 'cause it's so important.
It is so important. I have, especially women, it's usually women who come in and say, I have no libido, right? But you're not broken. It's not that you don't have libido. It's just you're exhausted, you're overstressed.
Hormones are all out of whack.
And your hormones, they fluctuate so frequently.
Based on diet, movement, and everything.
But if you diet and exercise, and you don't have to go over the top, you don't have to work
diet,
out.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Yeah.
You don't mean starve yourself diet.
No.
We mean healthy, nutritious foods that feed your
Right.
body, that allow your body to make the hormones to actually get aroused and do things in the bedroom.
And feel
Correct.
Good about
And feel good
yourself.
about yourself and look good and be confident and
On
have a good
both
experience.
sides, on the man and woman.
Well, things that aren't pumped full of chemicals and
Correct. That affect
your body, that affect the body chemistry, brain chemistry. So really just being more intuitive eating, basically, just being more aligned with what you're eating and how your body's responding to it, because everybody's different, right? So it's being conscious of that. And what I find is a lot of people go, oh, okay, so I have to work out 6 days a week. I just can't do this. No, you can go walk around the block 1 day a week, and that could be enough. It could be enough to just spark some energy. It's like a bank account, Every time you're putting your attention and your focus somewhere else, you're withdrawing from yourself, your energy levels.
Absolutely.
So you need to deposit back in. And what most of us do is we withdraw, and we're in overdraft and create such a debt we can't pay back to ourselves. So.
What are your thoughts? I've always, and doing research on this, because I think it's a great topic. I know, Teresa, you said for marriage, but also long-term relationships. I know a lot of people that are, in long-term relationships for 5-10 years. And it's like, well, now you've lost it. It's like, heck yeah. But they always say, take a trip. Get away from the kids. Take a weekend vacation.
I think spontaneity is so important.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you get so in the routine and humdrum and the same thing, and then you got to schedule it, and then it makes it so especially people like me who need that. It makes it so unexciting that it's like, okay, here now I'm going to blow my brains out now because it's like I'm already expecting it, and you got to plan it. So for me, it's like having that unexpected, taking an unexpected trip, or
it should be work. The man, the husband, or the wife, make initiative. Like you're saying, Teresa, hey babe, let's go down to take a quick trip this weekend.
Well, I try to do that. I'll be like, hey, date night tonight. I got the babysitter or the nanny or whatever. And he's like, oh, okay. You got to try to constantly keep it fresh and get out of that routine.
Yeah, it's imperative. I mean, it's sort of been my personal go-to is to break up the monotony of life. You need to, and people say, well, I don't have money, planning, and because again, most people have this go big or go home mentality. If I have to work out 6 days a week or I have to plan a 2-week trip. No, you can literally go down the street, maybe even an hour away, get a bed and breakfast for one night. What's that? Probably the cost of a meal, at even Applebee's these days. Just take that, put it towards a bed and breakfast, and have a night together. Okay, so we have kids. What do we do then? Even an hour, like you said, a date night makes a big difference.
Don't get me started on this because I'm the queen of no excuses. If you want something bad enough, you're going to figure it out. Okay, so if your marriage is important to you, it's just like any other job that you have. It's a job. You got to figure out how to get past the excuses, and you got to put in the work. Okay, it's just like anything else.
That's why the divorce rates are so high.
Exactly, because people just want to quit. People just want to quit. But this is the thing. So listen. I post a lot of stuff about my husband and I, and I'm sure you do the same thing, because you only post the highlight reels. You don't post you killing each other, and you don't post all the stuff that actually goes on with the kids and disagreeing or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, I think people want this fantasy and they don't realize how much work goes into it.
Right.
And it takes so much work just to keep a marriage alive, let alone keep the intimacy alive.
Well,
so you have to go into it understanding it's going to be work just like anything else. Divorcing is easy. That's the easy way out. Yeah. If you divorce and go with somebody else, it's going to be the honeymoon phase, and then guess what's going to happen? You're going to be back in the same situation with that person because it doesn't last forever.
Well, you didn't fix the core problem.
That's not life.
Right.
Exactly.
Work on yourself.
And I tell people that all the time is, when I have clients or, anybody saying, well, they want to break up, it's not working out. And the divorce rate, again, is because I tell them, is the juice worth the squeeze, meaning you're going to have the same problems. It's just going to be a different
Correct.
person. So it's who do you want to work them out with? And again, back to yourself. You start with yourself, because if you don't start there, you're not fixing the problem. It will repeat itself.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some people who legitimately need a divorce. You know, if you're in an abusive
Oh, of
relationship
course.
or
Yeah.
you're getting toxic in front of the kids or whatever, I would never want to judge somebody for that. But my point is that people think like, oh, you know, my husband and I, whatever. Yeah, that's everybody. Any married person I've talked to has the same issues. We just don't advertise it on social media because nobody wants to read that. We all have our own shit we're dealing with.
Yeah.
So you got to go into it understanding it's going to take a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's number one.
And I think we forget about the little things a lot. I mean, one thing now in this, I was married for 5 years, divorced now, and I think I go back to what didn't work in the past relationships, and it's little things that add up to so much.
Yeah.
Saying kind
You
words,
look
telling them they look
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah,
telling
you
them
look
they
handsome. Yep.
I
Right.
appreciate you. Thank you. You know what? Yeah, maybe it was just a simple phone call at the grocery store.
Or
Hey,
going
baby,
over an unexpected
do you need
kiss.
anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from you. I guess I don't know if it's endorphins or the right word, but there's something with psychologically when you just hold hands.
Oh,
I can tell you, my
absolutely.
body, whenever, my boyfriend and I, when he grabs my hand or he's holding my hand, okay, I guess I'm the one that's in the honeymoon phase. But
So just so you know, she's in the new honeymoon phase, and I'm married for over 10
love my
years. So we
man.
have polar opposites here.
okay, so then so is that, but is that still? It's still little. Maybe you don't get the butterflies anymore,
No.
but it's little
love my
things
husband, but
adding
no.
up.
Right. You lose
So
that.
you know,
But touch is imperative, because I mean, just
Cuddling.
as our human nature is we need that connection to others, and that's why, for example, in jails when they're really trying to punish someone, what do?
Isolation.
Isolation,
Yeah.
because it's such an important aspect. You literally, it's a core component of our being.
Yeah.
So it does. It alters your brain chemistry. So the more frequently you touch, the better. You want to, and even in arguments, the big mistake people make too is well, they didn't hear what I said. If you want someone to hear you, just gently listen. You know, you just put your hand right there, because they're going to then immediately all of their attention's on you.
Right.
So touch is a huge component, and it's really a trick you can use across the board, whether it's to manage arguments, whether it's to increase intimacy, everything. Touch is huge.
And I think,
again,
no, I'll let you speak. Go ahead.
I would say driving home the point of touch. I know there's been plenty of times that when we are in an argument or fight, the last thing I want to do before we go to sleep,
Is touch.
I'm not going to talk to him. But sometimes I say, just force yourself to like put my arm around him.
Yes.
Right.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm mad.
I was just,
angry,
that's
but you
exactly
know
what I was going to say, is if you make
I
yourself do
know.
it, even if you're not angry in a fight, but if you are just not in the mood, a lot of times if you just make yourself do it, then you kind of get into it. It's just like anything else. You don't want to exercise, make yourself do it. You don't want to, you don't want to cuddle, you got to make yourself do it. It takes work.
And that's where the work is, exactly. It's
Absolutely.
in those bad moments. It's easy. We can all do the work when we're happy in the honeymoon phase and things are great. It's easy. The work comes in when things get tough.
Right.
That's when you need to take that extra step. But, the biggest issue we all have, ego and pride.
Oh, gosh.
There you go. There's your
And
your
some
number
of us worse
one.
than others.
There's your number one killer.
Go to a break.
Yeah, so on that note, actually, we do have a break coming up, and we will be back to pick up this topic again in a few
ego and
minutes.
Pride.
Ego and pride.
Hi, Jackie Skelton from JR World Travel here. If you travel, you need a licensed professional travel consultant, not a computer. Your licensed professional consultant can get you more for your time and your money. Value for your money and experience, not marketing salesmanship. When you're sick, you call the doctor. When you need legal advice, you call an attorney. So the next time you want to go on any type of travel, call your licensed professional travel consultant who actually represents you. We specialise in group travel, family reunions, weddings, to escorting large groups or making special arrangements for the disabled. Please call 844-249-0190. We are a full-service travel consultancy offering worldwide concierge service. Air, land, sea, rivers, resorts, locally, nationally and internationally. Remember that number, 844-249-0190.
All right, guys, so welcome back. Really quickly, just before we get back into this topic, I wanted to just remind you guys, if you're listening through the podcast, we also stream this live on WeBeam TV. Feel free to reach out to me on any of my social media. And with any questions you have to get the links and whatnot, my social media is at Bikini Boss Teresa on Instagram, and that's Bikini Boss Teresa with a TH. Okay, Carolyn, you want to give them yours?
Yeah, and Instagram, Carolyn Smith 7, CarolYNN Smith, the number 7.
Awesome. Okay, so let's dive back into this topic and finish this up before we move on to the next one. So we kind of talk, obviously, one of the main points that we're driving home is it's going to take a lot of work, personally and into the relationship.
Correct, right.
Okay, so what are some tips or practical things that our viewers and listeners can take away to apply and really start working and rekindling the intimacy in their relationship?
Well, what I can tell you is I can give you some general, ideas of where to start. But as far as specific tips, that really can depend on the person too, the type of relationship they have as well. So, when you have people emailing you in, if they ask about some specific questions, be happy to answer those. But generally, I go by the 5 intimacy commandments. So I have these commandments that I made up. And if you stay within the realms of these 5 tips, you pretty much should be able to cover any problem you face, whether it's intimacy sexually, intimacy emotionally, because intimacy, it doesn't just mean sex. Intimacy means emotional, mental, physical, spiritual. Right, so those 5 commandments, it's know thyself, which is basically, take care of yourself, know what you're into, know what you like, know what you don't like, and you have to know your body.
Stand for it.
And stand for it, right. You have to know your body. If you don't know yourself, how can you expect them to know you any better?
Right.
And that's a common problem in relationships. They're saying, they never, it's that they don't understand. They just don't know. And then I'll be like, well, do you?
Right.
Do you know? And it's like a blank stare, because people don't stop and explore themselves.
And I would think, to add to that, once you do really find these things, you need to communicate that.
Absolutely.
I have always been the shy, innocent. I may not be shy and innocent, out on the streets and in my business, but I completely closed down in the relationship. And there are things sexually I like, but I've always been shy to talk about that. But if you're not going to do that, and
I think that's why they say that intimacy, like women are in their prime in their 30s or whatever, because I feel like in our 30s we start okay, here's what I like, here's what I don't like. You don't like it, great, or you like it, great, or here's what, you know what I mean? Like we can voice ourselves more.
Especially physically, but where the problem comes in all marriages and relationships, it's physical. At that point, it's robotic. What works for each other, but and so you can achieve the big O, but the rest of the
That's not intimacy to me though. That's
it's
just
not.
sex.
So
intimacy is a very different
correct
thing.
Yeah,
the big
because
O, like like that.
And it goes,
I'm not sure about that, but
and it goes.
I thought it was supposed to have fun.
Yeah, if that's
all of a sudden I see this little angel shell cracking over here.
Yeah, I love me some sex.
It's disintegrating.
Honeymoon. Okay, sorry, back on track.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that recording later because we got some recording going on in the bedroom over here.
Stop it.
Oh, girl, yes.
She's on the spot now.
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
Reigniting the flame early in our relationship.
You're like pouring gas on it. Okay.
Yeah, no, so on the know thyself, it's important. And you know what we never stop to do as individuals is we never stop and say, okay, I grew up with these beliefs and these religious views and these values and we adopt those from others around us.
Is that really how I feel?
Right.
Yeah.
So we
Or is
never
that what I
stop.
was forced and imposed upon me?
Exactly. And go, do I still believe this? So we live by morals and values and beliefs that were pretty much that we adopted growing up, but they are not aligned with us.
Absolutely.
And that's why how so many people
So
have
we don't even know what
discord.
we want.
Correct.
Right.
Stop and
Like
ask
we're not
yourself.
our true self.
Communicate it. And if you don't know, start a conversation because that's intimacy. Just being able to speak to that person to figure it out is intimacy. Yeah, so then number 2 is it's know your partner. So basically, know thy partner is essentially, the commandment. So that is, take the time to ask questions, about what they believe in, what they want. That's that communication again. But even sexual intimacy is drop the pride. Ask questions. Do you like this? Do you not like that? Don't be afraid to communicate that. And don't take it personal if they say they don't like something. You're not meant to know their body. We've been with ourselves for how long and we don't know what we like. You're not going to know. So ask questions, drop the pride, communicate. And then the third one is know thy options. So I usually go with the 3 E's, which is educate, explore, and experiment. So, Google, watch YouTube videos, learn something new. So educate yourself. And what does education do? It gives you power. When you know something, you feel confident. What is confident? Confidence sexy.
Right.
So watch videos, read, find something new that you're interested in trying, and don't be afraid to explore it or experiment.
Yeah, I think even an easy tip to start is, ladies, if you don't read Cosmo, I mean, those are even just getting started. I mean, I don't
No.
but seriously,
I just saw a meme yesterday and I was like, the freaking
No,
rusty
but-
trombone. Did you see that meme?
Oh my God,
I was
no.
dying. It said like,
didn't see that.
Cosmo will go to no limits. It's like how to give a good
Oh my
rusty
God.
trombone.
Oh my
But
God,
guess
they
what?
didn't.
Honestly,
I was
like,
dying.
Cosmo for me is what opened up some of that. Like, I didn't realize some of the things that I
Right.
like. Ooh,
I think 50 Shades of Grey did that for women.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Seriously.
Exactly.
I think all
Right.
these women were like at a
But
whole
for
other
what-
level.
And then
Right.
men's, like, and then what is it? It's, I think, like Men's Health and maybe GQ. Like,
Yes,
guys,
Men's Health
pick up
does
if you've
a lot
ever
of that.
read, If you, who cares about the hot muscle guy on the front cover? There's actually some good tips and education in there.
Right, right.
So I think Men's Health, GQ, those are good for guys to
Right.
just kind of open up, and then same for women. Grab some of those
No, absolutely.
magazines, or just start
It
Googling.
paved the way. It kind of opened that little gateway. However, some of the
Taboo, yeah.
some of the content
Yeah.
sometimes is a
Things
little
that
bit
maybe
out there.
Sketchy. I think some of it
Yeah.
isn't really.
Well, that's to educate. Read things, let it
to her-
open your mind.
I was just
but
going to say,
don't-
to her defense, though, it'll open your mind and make you start
No, that's
thinking
what
about
I'm saying.
things,
And
exploring
we're talking about
things.
someone that's married for 10 years
Yeah.
to, coming out of a relationship
Right.
for 5 years where we didn't do any of this. And then I was freaked out because year 5, all of a sudden, oh, he's addicted to porn and never even asked me to watch porn with him. And, so it's
Right.
like, and then I'm finally grabbing these magazines. It's like, oh my God, I probably actually would have liked,
Yeah.
enjoyed
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
some
exactly.
of that with him. Like I was turned on, but I didn't know because I wasn't ever seeking
Yeah.
education. So that's
Yeah.
even
Or
simple things.
communicating. I think the biggest
Exactly.
thing that I'm getting out of this is like learning how to communicate with your partner.
That
People
one's
get
huge.
so embarrassed
now
and like
save your
shy.
marriage or just be
A zombie robot Stepford wife.
Right.
Ooh, it's like no.
This is literally why
He likes his balls grabbed. I'm just gonna grab them.
Yeah, right. Or even more than that.
Get the finger.
There are tons of tips on the how-tos, So whenever you're ready for a how-to section, we can dive in. No, it's true though. I mean, we're not taught.
How to? Okay.
We're not
All
taught these things
I
in
see the
school.
guide coming out. Sex-based
yeah,
and protein
right.
shakes, volume 1.
One guide how-to.
Pinky the rabbit.
I love me some rabbit. And ladies, if you're listening and you don't know the rabbit, we got a problem. Go to your nearest sex
And if you
store.
don't have a
Find a
vibrator,
couple
get
store.
one stopped.
And gentlemen, if
Vibrators
you
are like,
think the rabbit means hump like one, you're wrong.
Yeah.
oh gosh,
doesn't
no.
work.
Go
Yeah.
get your girl a rabbit.
Okay, so let's finish these up before we go to the next
Yeah,
segment.
okay. So number 4 is know thy limits. So this one's important. You need to know your deal breakers in any relationship. Again, back to physical, mental, emotional.
And
you need
stick to
have,
them.
And stick to them. You need to have boundaries, and you have to know what they are in order to establish them. So know your deal breakers, know your deal makers, and communicate. So we're back to that.
Communication.
Knowing them and then communicating them, sharing them. And like you guys had just mentioned, you didn't know these things. And this is literally the reason why I do what I do, because we're not taught any of these things in school. Our parents
Oh
don't
gosh,
teach us.
never. No one talks about it.
teaches us.
If you even want to talk about it, it's like,
hell
oh,
yeah.
So
because
where do you-
Sometimes you don't want to
religion
your
makes you
friends.
think that
Thank
sex
God I have
is.
Teresa because she'll pull it all out of you, literally. But
What are you talking about? I have
like, where do you learn
I have
it?
a halo up here.
all porn. Everybody learns their information from porn, which is so far-fetched. It's like
that's
like
a whole
we talked
nother
about.
segment, guys.
Yeah?
There is some Hollywood involved.
We're gonna
so don't
do
think
the-
that we can do everything with those girls.
Yeah.
Porn, sex versus real life.
Yeah, porn, sex versus real life.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
gonna be one we need
I
to
want
do.
to maybe
more.
set of a porn.
Yeah. So
I wanna
then the
keep my
last
vagina
one.
intact.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
Hashtag better.
Hashtag just saying. So the last one. So I want to. Do you guys want to get that one in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the last one is know thy value, which is again the be present in any engagement, whether it's physical, a conversation, whether it's date night. Really be present. Don't sit on your phone. Don't multitask. During sex, don't do your to-do list. Just don't do your to-do list. Okay. But it's tough because as women.
Did Teresa,
My husband's
Teresa just leave set? I'm
My-
sorry. Is Teresa, are you still here?
Hello.
My husband's like, I told you. He's like, oh,
This
I
one's
like
for you,
this girl. That was for you,
Yeah.
Ben.
No, and I have specific how-tos for each one of these, like how to, not multitask your head during sex, so we can get to that one day. But no multitasking, be present, and do not tolerate
Seriously,
abuse.
we need like a meditation sex routine that like you can like,
Yeah.
I got it all,
and like
girl.
come into like the
Yeah.
zone.
You hear that?
Tantra,
At Dr.
Seriously,
Ivanka has
because
it all.
like
Yeah.
it's not even a joke. Like sometimes I make him have to give me a massage just to be able to relax, to get my freaking mind
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
And the poor
right,
bastard's got to
right.
put all this work in. But if not,
Right.
it's like
No.
I can't get my
Right.
mind off of it.
It is
Right.
so difficult.
so much
Which
work.
is a good
really
point, though,
is.
as far as I have been forcing myself in my new honeymoon, love my relationship.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag honeymoon.
Put my phone down. I always have to yell at him too, like, get off of social, because at least we'll
Yeah.
have some of that time to wind down, slow your
Right.
mind down, and then try to get ready for.
So it's really neat. My boyfriend and I have this little sign that says you and me with light bulbs, and we have established, and so these are the types of work you need to do. You need to create
Yeah,
little
I love
rules and
that.
little
Yeah.
rituals.
So, like,
And
you turn that on.
Whoever turns it on, it means that's it. It's you and me time. Like no
like
phone,
that.
no. And it's worked really well.
Where did you purchase that? I want one.
I got that
Amazon,
at,
I'm sure.
No, actually Target. It was like on sale
Oh,
or
okay,
something. And they had a
cute.
little light. So,
That's so
I
cute.
get
There you
so
go.
busy. And so when you really reach your limit and you're fed up, turn that light
Yeah.
on and I know you're at your point. I
My
need
friend
to
was
put
telling me
stuff
too. Like my
down.
I
husband will
love
come
that.
over and be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
put it down, you know.
Yeah.
So.
I think I might go find a red
Well,
light.
what was great is he told me, he goes, don't worry, I won't abuse it because I know you have a lot going on. And that's key too, that he's not
Yeah.
constantly
Of course,
turning it
yeah,
on.
yeah. Well, that's another story because you don't want if you're too needy, guys, that's a turn off too. So
no.
you can't be too needy.
Right.
So,
Oh my God.
anyways, okay, I think we're going to close up this topic.
And we're moving into
Anything else? Last points you want to say before we move on?
I think one thing I mentioned just real quick with that last one that we may not have heard is do not tolerate abuse across
Absolutely.
the board during,
mental,
especially
Know
during
your limits,
mental
correct.
or physical.
know your
Yeah.
limits. Yeah, I wanted to clarify that one. That one's key.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break and we will be right back and we will be talking about sexes with the exes.
So my singles out there.
Or not singles.
Yay or nay.
You never know.
Single.
Hi, Jackie Skelton from JR World Travel here. If you travel, you need a licensed professional travel consultant, not a computer. Your licensed professional consultant can get you more for your time and your money. Value for your money and experience, not marketing salesmanship. When you're sick, you call the doctor. When you need legal advice, you call an attorney. So the next time you want to go on any type of travel, call your licensed professional travel consultant who actually represents you. We specialise in group travel, family reunions, weddings, to escorting large groups or making special arrangements for the disabled. Please call 844-249-0190. We are a full-service travel consultancy offering worldwide concierge service. Air, land, sea, rivers, resorts, locally, nationally and internationally. Remember that number, 844-249-0190.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. So we are ready for our next topic. I think most of us have been there at some point in our life. You're in a relationship, whether it be 6 months, 6 years, 16
Yeah.
years. you break up, you start feeling lonely, you may have a couple drinks, and what happens?
Well, you hit the sack together, which you probably shouldn't, but it depends. It can be a positive or a negative. Depends on where you're at.
So sexes with the exes can
Yeah.
be positive or negative.
So let's talk about why it could be a positive.
Yeah. Focus on the positive first.
'Cause I'm an optimist.
you
I'm an
guys.
optimist, and I like sex. I'm just
You
kidding.
cornered me in the tough one, you know.
my God.
Coming up with the reasons of how it can be a good thing. Oof. Well, I mean, I think one of the biggest upsides to it is that you already know each other. There's already trust. There's already that security and that comfort, and that's an upside. You don't have to go through the awkwardness. You know, you kind of already sort of know, hopefully, if you communicated, what works and what doesn't for each other. So I think
That's
that's the biggest upside.
It's safe. You don't have to go worry about more STDs.
Just want a
Most-
quick fix.
Most likely.
I mean, we think.
But at that point, you know, you're broken up, it's fair game. But
Right.
really what I've seen come of that situation, it's just always more unnecessary drama. It's attachment. You can't really move on. It's just,
So here's what I equate it
It's
to.
not worth
In my
it all the
opinion, I
time.
think it's a
Okay.
terrible idea.
yeah.
Because especially if it's somebody that you really care about and you love, it's the equivalent of picking a scab off. It's like just as the scab starts to heal, you're going to pick it
Right,
off,
right,
and then you're
yeah.
going to like start to heal over, and then you're going to have to rip it off
Right.
again. And so it's like that scab can never heal because you're not getting closure on it.
Right.
So I personally think it's not a good idea for people to have. And I'm saying this because obviously I'm married, but I'm saying I have girlfriends who are single that I have to go through their life with because
Right.
they're
Yeah.
like my sister. So I can see what they
You
go
see
through.
what they go
I
through,
see what they go
right.
through, and I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? You know what I mean? Like you're
Right.
like you're just getting over him, and then she's like, oh, I just wanted sex, and I'm like, no, like stop.
I have to say I'm sorry to all the people with that excuse. It's, oh, it's just the sex. No, it's not. If it's just the sex, it would be someone you don't care about.
Yeah.
You know, if you're choosing to sleep with someone that you've been in a relationship with, it's not just the sex. You know, there's some hopeful feelings there. Sometimes it's a power play. I hate to say it, but most of the time for one of the people in that, it is a power play. And if you're not the one with that power play, get out of there even quicker because you're being used.
Oh gosh,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Then
And
you're
there's
really
plenty
gonna
of
be,
people you can
manipulated.
sleep with. So go
Right.
to a bar. Sorry. Fine. I mean,
Oh great, listen
do
to
the
advice.
hashtag one night stand.
We're going to be
No,
sponsored
seriously,
by the
like, you think a lot
HIV
of
of America. Jesus Christ, Carol.
They're like, oh
Just go to
man,
a bar and
they're
sleep
gonna
with
send
random
us-
strangers.
Sorry, I guess don't take that advice.
Just
but I
go to a
mean,
bar and sleep with
there's a
random
lot of people you
strangers.
can sleep with. Don't go back
Well,
to the
be,
ex.
yeah, be open. You can, there's nothing wrong with a one night stand.
Get a
Just obviously
goddamn
be safe.
vibrator. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, get the rabbit.
They have the blow up dolls, guys.
They have
Now they're really
dolls.
realistic.
A cantaloupe, American Pie, like the movie. No, I'm just kidding. It's not the guys that have the issue; it's the girls that have the freaking
Yeah,
issue. The
right.
guys are like they can fuck anything. And
So
they
guess
don't.
what's a lot
You know,
easier for the
that-
girls to
well,
go find somebody.
I will
I'm getting a
interrupt
thumbs
you.
up from the producer.
Camera guys on our
interrupt you
team.
there though, because that's changed. You know, society's really shifted, and these days it's a lot more the males that are getting that codependency, that attachment
You
than
think
the
so?
females. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think because I'm not like that, I have a hard time.
But see, but
relating to
Yeah.
that,
point
you
in
know what I mean?
place. But point in place, though, you are very, independent. You have a strong personality. So point in place, meaning like you're less likely to have that codependent
Yeah.
attachment, you
Yeah.
know. But a lot of women are going into that because we're taking on more successful, dominant roles in
Absolutely.
society.
Yeah.
So,
And so the men are
that's why
now
this shift is
switching.
happening.
Yeah.
And men are
Right.
kind of like, we don't know what to do with these powerful,
Yeah.
women. Like,
And they don't.
We need
Yeah,
you. We
really
need
don't.
you, mommy.
I'm not. I kind of like that though. Yes. And then you have relationships like my husband and I, where we're both like that, and then we just kill each other.
Yeah,
So that's really
right.
interesting.
And that is tough.
That's really interesting.
That's one of
Yeah.
the hardest. That is one of the hardest relationships to navigate.
Yeah.
So that's you
yeah.
probably got your work cut out for you. But if
Oh, yeah.
you,
It's constant compromise. You have to
Right.
give and take, and then the ego has to
Right.
go away, and then it has to come up, and then.
And
like we
that's
said earlier,
one,
work.
right? And that's one of the specific tips. You know how I said in the, in my commandments that I have, the 5 intimacy commandments, there are specific how-tos and tips, and one of them is just that: pick your battles. Like a lot
I
of
agree with that.
compromising. Yeah, but with sex with
I
the
agree.
exes, it's just you're asking.
That's a whole other.
for
I can
a
go off
mess.
on a whole soapbox.
Oh
on that
yeah,
one.
don't tell me about it.
How to survive marriage for 10 years.
Yeah.
Pick your battles. That's for
Right.
sure. You just you gotta give up on a lot of
You
things.
know what the number one key is really how you argue. A lot of people expect not to argue, not to fight. I'm sorry. Try
that's back
that
to
and you're
Cinderella
barking up the
Disney
wrong tree.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to argue and fight properly. If you get that down, you're good. You're good
I
across
agree.
the board. Yeah.
I agree. And compromise and communication.
learning how to fight.
Yeah.
All
And just
those
give him a
women.
blowjob
Yeah.
and he's happy.
So sex with exes, it just
Right.
or that.
I mean,
Yeah.
seriously
Yeah,
though.
the past is the past. You're always going to revisit
does
those
kinda work.
feelings and setbacks, and I'm not,
No, it
not
just
for it.
it's not worth it. I mean, you really have to ask yourself, if you need to do that, are you really done? You know, because
Right.
I've heard
Or are you really doing it for the sex, or are you lying to yourself?
right, and I've heard
Yeah.
every excuse, you know, that there is about it. It's just kind of just the sex. Oh, it's easy.
It's
you know.
completely lying.
It's
the sex,
baloney,
and then you
right.
hope that maybe it'll spark
bullshit,
something,
yeah.
and then maybe you can rekindle it, and then maybe,
Yeah.
and then when the guy frickin' shuts you down, then you're back to square one again with the scab,
You
ripping the scab
start
off.
right
all over
on
again,
over.
fresh feelings. Now you have to go through that whole healing process again.
Right.
I think it's a terrible idea.
You know, and then it's like, well, we're friends. It's okay. We're cool with it. Nope, it's going to be a problem. You just wait. I'll see you back here on my couch in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
really is. It's usually how it goes.
I
but-
laugh when people tell me that, like, oh yeah, we were just gonna be friends, and leave it open for the future.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like, no.
Well, it's one-
wasting time.
But even
wasting
if
your
you
life.
are great friends and you have a great relationship and it was a mutual breakup, even if that is the case, you can't switch from a romantic dynamic straight over to a friendship
Right.
with benefits
Right.
or even a friendship. You have got to take that break.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
The scab has to heal. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Once it's healed, I
Unhealthy.
absolutely believe that you can be friends with your ex.
Oh, yeah.
But that you
But
can't
not
go back
sexually,
immediately and
no,
have sex with
right.
them because you're never going to get to that point because you're constantly ripping it off.
Right. Right.
So-
right. It's
All
a
right,
power
well-
play. When you're having, no matter what, like I said, one person is a power play, but even in the dynamic, it's a constant of who can get the upper hand, because when we break up with someone, we feel like, okay, if I have the power, then we feel empowered. How many more times can I say power? But you feel empowered, so it's easier to get over things and not care and move on. So it's a constant chess match almost.
Oh God, that's all
yeah.
relationships
Yeah.
are.
So basically, each time you go to have a sex with an ex, you can count on the fact that you're just passing the baton back and forth, because somebody's going to come up with a power move that's going to trump the other one.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, well, I got to do it again to get my power back. It's just, don't. I had someone tell me once, one of the best advice across the board, sex, relationships, business, is the best way to win is not to play.
Oh, I love it.
know
That's
about that.
competitive.
But it's a
I don't
game.
know about that. I
No,
don't
you
know.
Still a
think about
game.
it.
Not playing is playing, but it's not playing. So it's
But
meaning,
at some point you have to play to win.
But that's a play move, though. Think about it, because not engaging in that passing
I
the
play to win.
passing that baton. Well, how would you win? Actually, out of curiosity.
I
Now I'm going to psychoanalyze. How would you win? So if there was a sex with an ex,
I mean,
Yeah.
not
and
like
it was
in
a
a
power
crazy
play.
way, but I'm saying like I mean,
I think what would be a power play? It'd be like getting down. You know what? I'll admit I've done this before.
Oh, yeah.
Getting down. And then literally not a single word, close back on, and just boom, out the door. That's kind of like a
Okay, let's talk about it, because then you're going to get
I've
people
been
ideas.
freaking
and
married. I've been with
Hello,
him for
young.
12 years, so I can't
Love
even
it.
like I got to think about who my last
that's
ex was.
tough.
I can't even like relate to that.
Well,
You know
maybe
what I mean?
even just
Yeah.
what would be an idea? Like, not necessarily like you were saying, if you are playing to move in a power
Never
play.
make yourself too available. Number one.
right,
Yeah,
right. So
right.
that's a
Rule number
right.
one, ladies. You're not too available. Okay?
Right.
Because it's all a game.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Life is a game.
It's just like in a marriage, I see these married couples. This is a totally different topic, but we'll just go there.
Yeah.
I see these married couples, and the wife like has nothing else going on but like the husband, and I'm like, he can't be happy with that because she's like
Yeah.
smothering him to death and like
right.
up his
Yeah.
ass. When are you gonna be home? When are you gonna do this?
Yeah.
Oh, my husband. And I'm like, how? If it were me, I'd be like, ugh, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's
And
what
that
my husband.
goes, I think that goes for
the
both
men and women.
marriages.
That's-
Yeah. Well, yeah, and marriages and dating. They always say distance is really good. So
It
you
is.
want to
Well,
miss them as much as like
Absolutely.
Oh, I always
missing them
encourage,
is
encourage
good.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Missing each other, but balance is key, because anytime you're in one extreme, you're going to
In
run
anything.
into a problem.
Yeah.
So it's
It
like
is
if you're
true,
too
though.
distant or if you're
Yeah.
too smothering.
When I'm home
Yeah.
with the kids and life and like doing all these things, and it's like you get so caught up that you don't miss
Right.
them and you don't really care.
Right.
Not that you don't care, but you just are so inundated with life.
Right.
And when I go on vacation, I'm always like, "Hey, babe, I miss you." He's like, "Why are you always nice to me when you
Yeah.
go on vacation?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Because I
Well,
miss you." He's
you
like,
wanna
"You
miss
do?" I'm like, "Yeah, because I can like, I'm not getting smothered by life."
Well, but it's
I
also-
can think, I can breathe, I have time to miss him. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like I feel like it's so good, and I come home, I'm happy to see him.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a good thing.
No, it's an excellent thing, but it's also that take for granted. I mean, that's part of our
Absolutely.
human nature, is that, well,
Totally.
they're coming home tonight, I'm good, you know?
Right.
So it's like the subconscious, you take them for granted, but that's one of my personal biggest moves in a relationship. relationship is I make it a point to take trips on my own.
Absolutely.
Because I have to, and I've said
For
it to
your
my
own
boyfriend.
well-being and for the relationship.
I
so
have to
that-
miss you.
Yeah.
If I don't miss you,
It's done.
You're like,
Yeah.
I have also a strong personality.
But you encourage him to do it. It's like I tell my husband,
Yeah.
like, go on a trip, go with
Yeah.
the boys.
Absolutely.
Go with the boys.
Yeah.
You need to go do stuff on your own because like I need someone that
Yeah.
allows me my space, but also takes their own and has their own thing going on too.
And you
Yeah.
need to see how good you have it.
So
exactly.
but it's true though. You do miss them
out there in the world.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think to wrap up this topic on missing them, sometimes, like you said earlier, people don't have the budget to maybe go on a trip.
Right.
But it's something as simple as I'm an athlete. I've always been an athlete all my life. So I'm going to stay and maybe I pick up a basketball league or him, you know, something extracurricular with your
Right.
friends or your guys or sports to where there
yourself.
is that one night a week that you're gone for a couple hours.
Longboarding.
Even that long where you're like 3 or 4 hours, it's like, damn, I wish she was home
Doing
tonight.
something with
Doing
yourself.
something,
Having a
yeah,
life.
and working better on
Having a
yourself.
life.
So now you're going to miss them and you're working on yourself.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's not always
absolutely.
about taking a big trip.
Yeah,
So,
and
Agreed.
it's just, I mean, so I think the consensus though, right?
With the
Sex with
exes?
exes is really just a nay
No.
Not a good
because
idea.
take it from the sex and relationship expert, guys
Yeah.
and girls out there. She says,
you know,
no.
but I will tell you this: if you have a really good, justifiable explanation or reason of why it's a good idea, email them because we
Yeah,
want
we'd
to
love to
hear
hear
this.
it.
I would love
I
to
would
hear it.
like to
And on
see
that
this.
note, actually, yes,
Yeah.
if you guys have any topics you want to hear about, whether it's sex with Dr. Ivanka, she's going to be a regular on with us,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's fitness, nutrition, health, hormones,
business.
Yeah.
anything that we talk about in the show, please email us. Our email address is the same as our logo, so it's sex with 3 X's. So SEXXX weights protein shakes at gmail.com. Okay, and again, it's SEXXX weights protein shakes at gmail.com. We would love to hear from you guys.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but you were like sex with 3 X's. Don't have sex with 3 X's.
Don't have sex with 3 X's.
With no
but email
X's.
us with 3 X's.
but email with 3 X's.
Okay, so on that note, I think we're gonna take a little break. We'll be back and we'll close out the show in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Hi, Jackie Skelton from JR World Travel here. If you travel, you need a licensed professional travel consultant, not a computer. Your licensed professional consultant can get you more for your time and your money. Value for your money and experience, not marketing salesmanship. When you're sick, you call the doctor. When you need legal advice, you call an attorney. So the next time you want to go on any type of travel, call your licensed professional travel consultant who actually represents you. We specialise in group travel, family reunions, weddings, to escorting large groups or making special arrangements for the disabled. Please call 844-249-0190. We are a full-service travel consultancy offering worldwide concierge service. Air, land, sea, rivers, resorts, locally, nationally and internationally. Remember that number, 844-249-0190.
All right, guys, welcome back to the final segment of the show. We have something very serious to talk about here. Hand and shoe size versus eggplant size.
Eggplant size.
Hashtag
Is there
emoji.
any correlation? Is it true? Is it true what they say about your hands and your feet size versus, you know, the package?
I don't know, but I
No.
could tell you that it's true about the brothers.
Oh God. Oh God. I
love
knew
me
this
some
was going to come up
brothers.
at some show.
Hold the phone.
All right, we'll go hand
Carolyn is the brother
Then we're going to
expert.
talk about the brothers.
Carolyn is a brother expert.
No
I'm the
linear
Italian
link
eggplant
between
expert.
hand and shoe size and eggplant size.
There isn't.
No.
Okay. Because I kind of feel like there is a little bit.
Well, yeah, but,
I think my guys
because
have big feet.
that's generally, well, but look at it. That's generally because you're thinking, okay.
Have you ever personally had anybody that has anything different than that?
Again.
Tiny little hands
mi-
or tiny feet with a big snake? With a big python?
No.
Yeah.
Mine have always like big feet,
Big
big
hands,
guys, big brothers. I've always been pretty good in
I mean,
in
but
that
my
sex
husband isn't
category.
big, but his hands are pretty big.
All right, sex and relationship expert, Dr. Ivanka.
Correlation. I have.
No. So
heard
guys, I'm
and
sure you're
seen it
happy to
all.
hear that for any of our small hands, small
Yeah.
feet guys. You know, you can say, I was on, you need to turn into sex weights and protein shakes because clearly
Carolyn's got your
Dr.
back.
Ivanka,
Dr. Ivanka's
the
got your back.
national sex and relationship expert, says there is no correlation.
So you don't need to go
who gives a
wearing
shit
big
about
shoes
my
now.
small
Yeah.
hands
You don't
and
gotta
small
worry about
shoes?
wearing
Right,
bigger
they're
shoes.
going to pull out all these articles. It's like, well, here it says. I mean, there's an article for everything, but no, there's
Yeah.
no scientific correlation between shoe size and eggplant size.
So girls,
So
quit worrying
it's
about
just
the
like
shoes.
I would not want to be single this day and age because if I was a single girl and like you're going on these dates with these guys and you start really liking one and then you like you feel and you're like oh
Whatever.
and you, like
Where
there's
is
nothing there like what do you do?
Yeah, it's really, I'll
but
tell you.
everything else is like a 10 and they're so amazing, but then it's like, ugh.
I was such a huge, and I am, I'm such a huge advocate
it's so
for.
important. Come on.
Well, yeah, it is, but I'm such a huge advocate for motion in the ocean. But here's the thing: if you know yourself,
Love it.
if you know yourself, know thyself, then and you know
Doesn't
them,
have to be
and you're
tremendous.
communicating.
I mean, it
you
just can't be tiny.
Right, but you can work around that. There are extension toys to use. I mean,
Austin Powers?
there's if you're really exploring in the bedroom, there are ways to work around that. And I mean, let's be real. Eggplant size is really not what's going to make your relationship last long term.
Yeah,
what's
'cause
going to make it
No.
last is going to be trust, communication, respect.
Yeah.
That is very true, but I do feel like if it were
It
me,
matters. I mean, it can matter.
I would have a
right.
hard time if it was like nothing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, personally.
Well,
like,
no, of
it's got to be a
course.
good size, like a
Of
decent
course, but
size.
then, for
Or else you're going to
example-
want to start doing other stuff.
Right, but
Right.
what do you do when, for example, the size could be great, but then there's an injury or there's an illness that takes that out of the game? So you still will have to incorporate toys and alternative ways of play. So
What kind of
either
injury?
way, I
Yeah,
mean,
so-
Sex injury? I mean,
age. Oh, there's a lot. Spinal injuries. There's all kinds of
well,
things that
that's,
could affect.
that's such a little, we're generalizing here. We're not, there's
Well-
always exceptions to the rule.
Yeah, but I think that's a good point. And so
Age even.
Yeah.
Sure,
Not if
there's
you're healthy.
Viagra,
Not if
there's
you're
those
healthy.
things. Yeah, but the body deteriorates. The body won't always
My
cooperate.
husband fixes dysfunctional
I think
stem
we're
cell
talking-
all the time.
Yeah.
They use stem cell therapy for erectile dysfunction,
Yeah.
and it basically can regenerate. Anything that's erectile function driven, I should have him on. This is a great segment
Yeah, I would
for
love
him,
to talk to
actually.
him
Yeah.
about it
Yeah.
Because
I wanna
anything
see.
that's basically a cardiovascular circulatory issue. So if
Right.
you're healthy, you eat properly, and you have exercise, and things are working the way they should, you shouldn't have
Right.
issue. However, if you do, let's say most people with diabetes end stage start having issues with their thing. In fact, a lot of guys, that's why they fix their diabetes because their eggplant stops
Wow.
working. So they go to him, and he
Right.
does stem cell therapy to heal those. The vascular, you know what I mean, like the
So there's
veins
another
and
good tip,
arteries that-
guys. Make
No,
sure
but-
that you're eating healthy, so
Eat
that you're not
healthy,
getting
exercise,
diabetes.
and check stem cell. out
Right,
if
but
you're
here's
having issues.
your main issue because
NSI stem cell. I got to plug the husband's thing. NSIstemcell.com.
NSI.
yeah, no, you can have all kinds of options to work with erections and to work with ED, all those things. All
But I
day
know what you're
long.
saying. Not
But-
everyone has that.
But the
means, I guess.
predominant, well, not even physically. I mean, physically is one thing. The predominant issue across the board, ED or not, it's mental. So you could fix the body
sure.
all day long.
Yeah.
The
Right.
mind is the issue.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So but at that point, sometimes when there is an injury, say there's something that took them out of the game, even if it's, for a short period of time, and your husband's work, for example, or, Viagra or some of those medications can help, they don't, because the mind is already traumatized by that pride hit they just
Yeah.
took. So
Let me ask you a question. Speaking on that,
Yeah.
like I told you, I've been married for 12 years, guys. So when I speak, it's the girlfriend chronicles here talking. I have a lot of
girlfriend.
But I just think it's really interesting and fascinating because I've heard something about they go to do the deed, and the guy can't get hard. and like she's super hot. It can't
Yeah.
possibly be that.
That's performance anxiety most times.
Do you think so?
With ED, even with ED, most of the time it's performance anxiety. It's the amount of pressure, and the girl can be great and supportive all day. It's the amount of pressure that they're putting on themselves. It's their own high expectations of their own performance that's the issue.
That's crazy.
So when I work with patients with ED, that's it. We're focusing on their expectations of themselves. We're focusing on their mind, it's the obsession they have with their
Like being
eggplant
perfect.
working or not working. It's like the irony in it
Especially
is
the eggplant.
Yeah, the irony in it is let it go.
Yeah.
Find something
Yeah, they
else.
want to be so perfect that they like
Yeah.
root. It's
You
like
know what?
anything else in life, though, right?
I
Well,
can't,
right.
Yeah.
and I can't not speak on this because, again, going back, ladies don't deal with mental or physical abuse.
Right.
Coming from, unfortunately, a very bad situation years ago of a ex with porn addiction.
Oh wow.
That's a whole other can of worms. But again, this is speaking to the
I
guys
can talk
and the
about that all
ladies. There's a lot of articles out there that you can read. And guys, this is maybe to tone it down a little bit. There's the same thing. If these guys are so used to watching porn all the time and being
Yeah.
turned on by these amazing double, triple D, crazy sex porn fetish girls,
Right.
and you go back to your beautiful woman, I'm sorry, I've always taken care of myself. I was in great shape.
Right.
Modeled in the past, but he's still going to get turned on because of a porn addiction.
it's
so I think
unrealistic
that is a whole
expectations.
nher thing
Yeah.
too for guys to
Well,
just.
we want to do like a whole segment on that.
Yeah,
We
but I
really
think just, I mean,
should.
just
Yeah.
if you
It's
can
such a
weigh
big
in,
issue.
I think it's a very good tip for the guys and girls out there that.
Well, I want to say something too that like you just made it pop in my head, which isn't even a porn, but like people will see someone like me, like a fitness model or these models on Instagram, and see these
Right.
pictures that are edited.
That's porn too, just
Makeup,
staring and
hair,
being obsessed
big
with
and
this.
good angles, good lighting, good everything. And these guys think that's what we look like in real life. That is not what you fucking look like in real life.
Right.
Okay? So they think like
Right.
they come home to their wife or their girlfriend. You can ask my husband who's married to me. I always laugh because he sees me when I wake up in the morning, bad breath. I got freaking no eyebrows on. I'm like in my sweatpants, my
Yeah.
freaking hair. And I laugh. I'm like, these guys think they're getting that picture. And that's
Yeah.
not life. And so like I'm sure all social media is affecting
but
the same
Dr.
thing. It doesn't have to
Can't
be
you
porn.
weigh into that also
Yeah.
causes a big effect? And
Yeah,
sometimes
it's
as
like
women, it's
social
so
media.
sad because I'm sorry, it took me years. You don't know that all of a sudden you're like, it's me. What the hell
Right.
is wrong with me? You're killing yourself inside, but you don't know that it's because he's watching way too much. And I'm saying this a lot because I want the guys to keep that in mind. You may have a beautiful woman at home. We're talking about putting in work and relationships here if you want to be
Yeah.
happy. And
Yeah, but
it's a
porn,
good
if
point.
it's an addiction, then it's an addiction like anything
Well,
else. You have to get help.
We
If they
have to,
can't
do
get
have
help,
to get
but we
help.
have to
Call
also
Dr. Ivanka.
we have to also talk
Dr.
about
Ivanka.
what really constitutes as an addiction, because my big frustration with most of the community right now is it's like anytime it's just like, oh, it's an addiction, and it really isn't, because watching porn is also healthy and it's also normal.
Yeah,
but
and
whereas
balance.
that,
Oh, I see
yeah,
what
I'm
you're
talking
saying.
daily.
And addiction is not watching
Right.
porn isn't unhealthy when you can't control your when you can't
Yeah.
control yourself and you have to watch it. You can't. It's
Right.
now affecting your life. It's affecting your
Well,
time. It's affecting your
exactly.
job.
Daily
It's affecting your
occurrence.
relationships. It's
Right.
affecting everything.
And you
now
know if
it
it
becomes a
is.
problem.
there's a lot of components that go into
It's
addiction.
just like drinking
but
wine, though. It's the same thing. I drink a couple glasses of wine doesn't mean I'm addicted.
anything, right?
If it starts
So-
affecting my life, now I'm an addict.
there's a lot of variables
Or
and components that
alcoholic.
go into it, and we really should get into that one segment. But
Yeah.
as it pertains to losing the erection, in going back to what you were saying about the porn and going, well, they're watching porn all the time, so now they're not getting an erection for me, they're not attracted to me, and it creates so many issues for the woman,
Right.
in terms of, well, I'm not attractive enough, they don't find me beautiful anymore, and then that's a whole other array of issues. And again, it just comes back to communication. But I can tell you right now, before that porn habit even starts, there are deeper problems there. And so
Yeah.
half the time
You need help.
half the time when I'm dealing with
Inner
someone with
demons.
porn,
Yeah.
I'm not touching on the porn. I'm touching on, okay, what are you trying to numb? Because
Yeah.
it's the same as overeating, it's the same as drinking. It's any of that is
So-
really just a coping skill. And if you're doing it too much, what
You know
are you
what
numbing?
is? Remember we talked about that book that we were going to have a whole segment on too, the flow state, Stealing Fire.
Yeah.
The BDSM,
Yeah.
how it gets you into the flow state.
Right.
They say watching porn also gets you there because
Oh,
what does it do?
absolutely.
It takes your mind off of reality and gets
Yeah.
you
Gets
in
your
what you're
body.
doing right now.
Right.
You're focused on the moment, so you're numbing everything else in your life that is around you.
Right.
And so these people do it consistently because
And-
it makes everything else go away.
Well, right. You're
Right.
focused on that, but when you're watching porn, your brain chemistry is also shifting.
Absolutely.
So now what happens is you're getting, the feel good hormones in your brain,
That's
and you're
what's
going,
addicting you.
and then the subconscious is going, oh, you were stressed, you were, going down the sneaky hate spiral, but now you're watching this and now you feel good. So now the subconscious is going porn, feel good.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, every time I want to feel good, I need to just keep watching porn. And that's where
and
the
there's
habit
other
begins.
ways to channel that, which we're going to talk about besides unhealthy.
But the problem is
in
that
a future episode.
What are you trying to cope? What are you trying to deal with? There is where you want to put your effort and work.
Right.
Awesome.
But yeah.
So keep tuning in because we will definitely have another segment on this.
Yeah, we've
but
got a
I
bunch
think
of
we're
great stuff.
wrapping up.
Yep, we've got a bunch of great stuff to talk about. As you can see, there's just so many topics.
We could go for days.
Yeah, it's like opening a can of worms.
Right.
But right now, I want to close out. Thank you so much for joining us. It was
absolutely.
such a good segment. I think we got tons of good information out to you guys. If you guys have any questions, again, don't forget to email us, sexweightsandproteinshakes@gmail.com. It's SEXXX, not with the X's. And Ivanka, do you want to go ahead and give out your information for your clinics or your social or whatever?
Sure. To follow me on all the social media, it's just Dr. Ivanka. YVONKA is the spelling. A lot of people do with the I, not Ivanka Trump. So it's YVONK at Dr. Ivanka on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. That's where you can find me. Or if you'd like to email me, it's drivanka@drivanka.com. And I have a website, drivanka.com. So visit anytime.
Awesome.
So Dr. Ivanka.
Yeah.
So excited. So I will see you guys here on our next episode. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.